let's see how the political situation looks like. So this is our empire. We're attacking this region here with a small force. Small by power. It's only the pre-reform troops. I won't be building these anymore, but they're the lowest tier infantry. And we have troops all over the place in Libya and Tanzania, Africa provinces. Furthermore, the Athens, they seem to be are still a puppet of Macedon. Macedon is allied with Sparta, so these three nations, four nations including Tripoli, are in a defensive alliance. So this means if you attack one of these, you will have to fight all of them. So this is some kind of a pact of nations, like European Union, like NATO kind of thing. So the Balkans and Hellas is, well, the Balkans is pretty much one big state. Celto-Iberian Confederation is fighting the Romans. The Romans, as you can see, are extremely large by now. There was a time where we had to help them a couple of times so that they wouldn't be completely annihilated. I think they only had maybe 3 cities left, and from these 3 or 4 cities they managed to carve themselves an empire. Probably Marian reforms hit. They started to recruit legions of professional soldiers, and they won. Syracuse is not a power it was once. We are currently in a defensive alliance, not defensive alliance, in a military alliance with them. It's not as important as a defensive alliance, but it is still important. We managed to trespass on their territory multiple times, so this will help to offset the balance and puts us in a very friendly status. Now with the Romans, things are neutral, and if we start a war against Syracuse for any reason, Rome will be obliged will have to, based on the defensive alliance, get involved into this war. It looks like Suebi is still not at war with Rome, but they are the current powerhouse here in the north. Celtic Confederation will soon be wiped out. They only left with 1 city. These Dalmatia are not at war with Rome, but a client state of Rome, so they're a puppet nation. They are sadly kind of puppets of Rome, so we'll have to go to war against them if Rome fights us. And they're Balkan. They have a Balkan culture, which is awesome, really, because currently the Balkans are almost entirely ruled by Hellenic culture. And Tribali are Celtics. Celtic culture, the culture that we almost entirely wiped out. Obviously, we wiped it out from entire Western Europe here, if we would consider this west and this east only, based on the current map that we have. And now in the east there's a massive powerhouse, an incredible powerhouse, which is Bactria. They even managed to get themselves into Dacia, and obviously they're like an empire like us, like Rome. It's huge. Parthia is another super empire. As you can see, they go a long way, and all the other ones are kind of still yet to be discovered. But I think there were three super powerhouses: Egypt, Parthia, Bactria. Were fighting with Egypt. They have multiple armies all over the place, and we'll see how things will be going for us. And hopefully we will deal with Egypt and simultaneously march down south and into Ethiopia and take out all these regions of Arabia Magna, Syria, and spread east. I'll try and see if possible, we could fight, for example, in the end, just against Rome and its own allies. It would be really awesome. But obviously, if Rome fights us, we'll be forced to fight a two-front war. And we have a garrisoned armies here. 1, 2, 3, 4 armies that are on standby, and I think 2 of these 3 armies are elite infantry armies. I haven't upgraded them all because I'm aware of a political intrigue, which is a civil war, and I'm hopefully in the future will be assigning my opposing faction generals to lead very weak armies, and my current elder chief generals to lead my strong armies, so that we would be able to win the civil war. It's unclear how the civil war is going to affect overall strength. We could end up in a civil war and have to fight Rome or Bactria. We could lose territory. Anything can happen. It could be chaos. So just because we currently have a vast empire, it does not mean that it will stay this way. Obviously, the balance of power with Bactria is a little bit more even, and Egypt is still relatively strong. Macedon is as strong as Egypt on the power bar. Parthia isn't weak. Rome isn't weak. Syracuse is alright. And that's that. We're trading with many nations. We're making tons of money from our trade agreements. 10,000 a turn out of the current 14,000. During the entire game, we were very lucky to make at least 40–50% of our total income just from trade. It has been a really successful trade potential for us that we managed to use, secure, and make a great massive use of it. We're trading with Suebi, and obviously our merchants are traveling to all these cities. When they come back, they speak what they saw, and we can see how many troops there are, who leads these troops. No, we can't see who leads the troops, but at least we can kind of see what kind of armies there are and how they're called, and well, who's the general. And it's fine, it's nice to see how our neighbors are. And Soabi, they are kind of fine, very neutral. Germany, cultural aversion, expansionism. Celtic Confederation, they don't like us because we have treaties with Syracuse, treaties with Rome, past treaties with Syracuse, treaties with Serbia. So they are kind of they don't like us because they don't like us. It's not like they don't like us a lot. Obviously, it's just -31. It's just nothing. We could just make a deal or fight their enemies and be in a very friendly relationship then. But overall, it doesn't matter because